with. We're going to start with just a little bit of self massage this morning. Just going to sit comfortably. And let's just start by giving our hands a nice vigorous rub together, just to warm them up a bit, get the energy flowing. Maybe to the backs of the hands as well. And then give them a wee shake out. Okay, so from here, just taking your hands to the top of your head and just sliding your hands down your head and bringing the energy down to your heart. So just doing that a few times all over your head. Head to heart. And then we'll work on the arms now. So just taking your hand and sliding it down the back of your arm and up the inside of the arm. Try and get as much of the shoulder as possible as you do this. You can go all the way down to your fingertips. Maybe just tuning into your breath as you do this. And swap sides. Oh, I forgot to mute you all. God. There we go. Okay, and then working on the legs, so you need to extend your legs. And we'll take the hands and slide them down the outer legs, up the inner. Just do that a few times. Just as much of the legs as you can reach. Check in with your breath. Again, always just noticing any sort of painful or delicate areas that you might need to take care of as you work through the class. Okay, good. And then from here, just bending your knees. Leaning back a little, and we'll do kind of marching type movement. So light touch through the feet, just lift opposite limbs, okay? And then switch sides. Okay. And there will be a tendency probably to hold the breath here. So see if you can just keep the breath going. You might even want to try this without touching the floor at all, just balancing on your bottom. Keep a little bit of a lift in the chest so we can fire up our core muscles. Good. Okay, and then just checking you've got space behind you, swivel round if need be, and roll down onto your back. And just take a wee moment here. Pause. Check in with your body. And if it feels good at this point, you can just enjoy some nice rolling actions. Just roll from side to side or round in circles. Or any other movement that feels particularly good for you this morning. Maybe you'd like to roll all the way up onto your bottom and then roll down through a rounded spine and back. So you can try that if you like. And then mindfully, in your own way, just come to all fours. Just spreading through the fingers, feeling supported through the knees, the hands. And then from here, just exhale and sink your bottom slowly back towards your heels into pose of the child. And then coming slowly back up. Tuck the toes, come to cat face up. And then from here, exhale as you lift back and up into your down dog. Inhale as you come slowly down into cat face up. Waving up through the spine, stretching out your toes, and exhale as you drop back into pose of the child. So can you just keep that little sequence going at your own pace, just moving mindfully through those three poses, taking your time. Just noticing how your body feels this morning. So I just encourage you to pace this at a level that suits you. And if it feels really good to hold a pose, let that happen. So just moving at your own pace in your own way, staying connected to the breath. Breathing out into your down dog. Breathing into your cat face up. And breathing out into your pose of the child. Good, nice and easy and smooth. And then find your way back to down dog. Just take your time, find your way back to your down dog. And let's be here a few breaths. Spreading the fingers. Bending the knees a little if necessary to find that length back and up through the spine into the seat bones. Maybe pedaling out your legs. Breathe. And when you feel ready, just begin to walk your feet forward. And come to your standing forward folds. A few breaths here. If possible, fully relaxing and releasing your upper body. And when you're ready to come up, bend your knees a little and roll up through your spine, coming to stand in Tadasana mountain pose. And just take a moment here. Settle down into the feet. Spread the toes. Take a moment just to distribute the weight evenly across the soles of your feet. And imagine you're breathing in from deep down into the earth. You're breathing in from the earth all the way up and out through the top of your head, into the space above you. And you're breathing out from the space above you all the way down through the body, through the feet and down into the earth. So just take a few of these breaths, feeling connected. And then when you're ready, bringing your palms together, and we'll run through our sun salutation. And as always, if my pace doesn't suit you this morning, just ignore me and go at your own pace. Do your own sun salutation. So when you're ready, reaching up and opening out, maybe sending those hips forward, opening the chest. Soften your knees and fold from the hips, sweeping your arms out to the sides and down. Forward fold. Stepping your right leg back, nice big step back, knee to the floor. Wave up through your spine, soften your hips. And lift up into lunge. Grounding the palms. Step back into plank. And then knees, chest and chin. Stretching out your toes, slide forward and lift your chest, grounding through the front of the pelvis. You can float the hands to our baby cobra. Grounding the palms, tucking the toes, lift from your navel, up and back into dog. Finding your way forward with the right foot into lunge. In whatever way suits you, stepping forward. Wave up through the spine, lift the chest, soften the hips. And then when you're ready, lifting up, stepping forward into your standing forward fold. And rolling up through a nice soft rounded spine when you're ready. All the way up as the chest lifts, sweep your arms out and up. And exhale, coming back to center, palms to chest. Just staying present within the body, noticing the breath. And we'll do the other side. Whenever you're ready, reaching up, opening out. Soften the knees and dive forward. Stepping your left foot back into lunge. Grounding the palms and stepping back, plank pose. Dropping knees, chest and chin to the floor. And sliding forward, lifting the chest. Floating the hands. Feeling strong. And then grounding the palms and lifting up and back into down dog. And when you're ready, stepping your left foot forward, finding your way to lunge in any way that's accessible for you. And then stepping forward, standing forward fold. Soft knees rolling up through your spine. Opening out. Big inhale. And exhale. Back to center. Again, attention stays within the body and the breath. Notice how you're standing, how you're feeling. Good. So we'll run through again, but this time we'll add some modifications, some variations. So when you're ready, reaching on up, opening out, and folding forward. So from here, allow the knees to bend and lift up through your spine to a nice halfway lift, finding that length from tailbone to crown. Two options here. You can either place your hands on the floor in front of your feet, or you can rest your elbows on your knees. Okay, doesn't matter which. And then allow one arm just to gently float round to the side and find your way into a gentle twist. Feel free to let the movement come into your legs, so it's fine to let one leg straighten slightly and one leg bend. If that wants to happen, let it. And as you hold this twist, just take a moment just to be aware of your whole body and how you're using it. Notice if the weight could be more efficiently distributed between your feet and the floor. Notice if there are any areas in which you are pulling or pushing or trying too hard. In your own time, on an exhale, just coming down. And just take your time to move to the other side whenever you're ready. Spiraling round. So keep that length in the spine as you spiral round. Check through the whole body. And then slowly coming all the way back down into your forward fold. And we'll step our right foot back into lunge. Bringing your knee down onto the floor. So from here, just comfortably coming up and allow that top leg, that long leg to lengthen, front leg to lengthen. And again, we'll just do a little bit of massage into the back of this leg. So just taking a hand and rubbing the back of the calf. So it's up to you how you do it. You can work into it with the whole of your hand, or you can work a bit more deeply with the tips of your fingers, whatever feels good. Just kind of working into the back of the calf there, noticing any tightness or discomfort that might be there. And then do the same to the hamstring, the back of the thigh. Work up to the back of the thigh, again, rubbing it. And then just come down and gently into the back of the knee, okay? So just gently rubbing into the back of the knee with your fingertips, maybe circling, just noticing any tender areas here in the back of the knee. So just work lightly if there are any painful bits. Just gently into the back of the knee there, that space. We'll work into the kneecap, around the kneecap now. So just lightly grasping your kneecap between your thumb and your fingers, and then just gently slide the hand up and down either side of the kneecap, just massaging the kneecap. And then just gently rubbing the whole of the top surface of the knee and maybe the back as well. Okay, good. And then just coming up, bringing your torso upright and come into a little back bend from here. So you've got two options. You can take your front hand, reaching it up and keep your other hand resting on your lower back. Or if it's possible for you, you can tuck the toes and find your heel. And think of softening your hips and lifting your chest and drop the arm further back if it feels good. So breathe here. Few breaths. And then slowly coming up and bringing both hands to the floor, either side of that front foot. We'll come into our twists from here. So feel free to tuck the back toes and extend the leg. So you're reaching into your heel, feeling a nice strong line from heel to crown. And then taking one hand, any hand, and spiraling round. And just pause and settle into the shape for a few breaths. Again, take your awareness to the whole body. And breathe. Slowly exhaling, coming down. And you can spiral to the other side. Opening out. Breathe, reaching into that back heel. Lengthening forward into the front knee and the crown. Breathe here. And remember, if I keep you in a pose for too long, feel free just to move at any time if you need to. Okay, slowly coming down. And let's step back into our plank pose, or you can come into half plank with the knees down if you prefer. Okay, so from whichever one of these you've chosen, let's just rock the weight from one hand to the other. So it's quite dynamic, we're not holding anything for long, just flowing from one side to the other. And of course, you've got the option to move into a side plank if you like. So you can take your top arm all the way around to the ceiling, move into side plank. Some of you might even want to lift the top leg and hold it for a bit. But knowing you can freely move to the other side whenever you want to. So find your way back to plank or half plank. And then from here, we'll slowly come down onto the floor. So just begin to bend your elbows and lower your body and come all the way down onto your mat. Stretch out your toes, fold your arms, one hand on top of the other, and just give yourself a few moments just to rest. Tuning into your breathing, checking in with yourself. And then when you're ready, I'd like you to bend your knees and let your feet float up towards the ceiling. Take your arms by your sides, palms down. Grounding through the front of your pelvis, allow your knees to gently lift from the floor. And then on your next inhale, send your chin forward and up and lift your chest. Good, so you're coming into kind of a bow position. So feel free to hold this for a few breaths. If you like, you can catch hold of your ankles, press the front of the ankles into your hands and lift a little higher into bow. Feel free to take a little roly-poly from side to side here if that feels good. And remember that if you're not able to catch hold of your ankles, it's equally nice to extend the arms out in front of you to keep the knees on the ground and to roll from side to side from that position instead. Really lazy, really floppy. Just a few of these. And then finding your way back onto your tummy, tucking your toes, hands by your ribs, and press up and back into your down dog. Take a few breaths here, just organizing hands, organizing feet, pedaling out, if that feels good. Maybe try inhaling, lifting high onto the tiptoes, and exhaling, dropping your heels. Just saying hello to the backs of your legs. And then when you're ready, you can either walk or jump your feet forward towards your hands, so whatever suits you. Coming to your standing forward fold. And with soft knees, roll on up through your spine. Taking a nice big inhale. Exhale to heart. And breathe. So from here, we're going to drop into chair pose, Utkatasana. So just allow your arms to come down by your sides. And we're going to bend the knees and cross the arms over in front of us, just bringing them up and out, finding a comfortable resting place for the arms. Let's just have a go at holding this one for a few breaths. So just make sure your feet are well organized so that your knees feel happy and your hips feel happy. And you feel nice and stable and strong through your lower body, up and into your core. Nice neutral spine. And just breathe, fix your gaze or close your eyes and just be with the body. Be with the breath. Good, and then when you're ready, as you exhale, just softly fold forward. Give those legs a wee rest. And then when you're ready, step your left foot back. Bringing your knee down and just coming up. And we'll massage the back of this leg this time. Okay, so when you're ready, just giving the back of the calf a nice rub. The back of the thigh. See how this side feels. And maybe very gently into the back of the knee, that space behind your slightly bent knee. See what's going on here. And then again, just lightly grasping your kneecap between the thumb and fingers and just slide your hand up and down either side of the kneecap. Working into the sides of the kneecap. You can do this vigorously or slowly, it's really up to you. And then maybe just gently rubbing the whole of the front surface of the knee and into the back, just the whole knee. Okay, and then coming up, and we'll move into our back bend, which is a bit like a reverse warrior, really. So you've got the option of just taking your hand behind your lower back, or you can reach for your heel. Front arm lifts up towards the sky, maybe back beyond your head, if that feels good. And just breathe here, softening into the hips and lifting into the chest. Breathe. When you're ready, slowly lowering that arm and coming up. Bringing your hands forward down onto the floor, either side of that front foot. And we'll move into our twists. Okay, so extend your leg and sweep one arm round towards the ceiling, spiraling round. And just breathe. You can experiment with dropping the hips low, lifting them a little higher, see what feels good. Again, just be aware of the whole body. And I always come back to what Leslie Kaminoff keeps reminding us, is that healthy movement, there's a little bit of movement in a lot of places rather than a lot of movement in a few places. So think of distributing the movement throughout the whole body. Whenever you're ready, switch sides really mindfully, just take your time. Be aware of what you're doing when you're doing it. And breathe. Okay. Coming slowly down when you're ready and stepping back into your plank pose. And once again, rock the weight from side to side, one hand to the other. So you can either be in plank or half plank, your knees can be down. And feel free to turn all the way around into side plank. Maybe lift that top leg if you should choose to do so. Moving from side to side at your own pace. So just finishing off. And when you're ready, coming all the way down onto your front. Take a breather. Be aware of your whole body breathing. And then when you're ready, bending the knees once again, arms by your sides, press down through the front of your pelvis, float the knees. And then on your next inhale, extending the chin gently forward, lifting your chest into your bow. Maybe choosing to take hold of the ankles if that's possible for you. And pressing into a deeper bow. Breathe. Have a roly-poly if you like. Either holding your ankles or arms stretched in front of you, knees down. Good. Just enjoying nice lazy movements from side to side. And when you're ready, grounding palms, plucking toes and pressing back and up into your down dog. Organizing yourself here for a moment, breathing. And then either walking or jumping forward to the front end of your mat into your standing forward fold. Spreading your toes, rooting your feet, softening your knees, and rolling gently up, taking a nice big in-breath, reaching up towards the ceiling, and then breathing out back into Tadasana. Pause here for a moment. Check in with your body. Just letting the breath settle into a steady rhythm. Okay, opening your eyes. And when you're ready, stepping your right foot back. And we'll come to a warrior two stance. So just organizing yourself so that you can comfortably bend the front knee and maintain that nice sense of being grounded through both feet. Okay. And just allow your arms to float out to shoulder height, palms down, gazing at your front fingernail. And then slowly, when you're ready, inhale, straightening your front leg and reaching up towards the ceiling. Pause here for a few breaths, gazing gently upwards. And then I'd like you to take your back hand down to touch your back thigh. Keep your chest lifted, arm lifted, and then begin to bend the front knee and come into reverse warrior. Think of lifting the chest. And hold, breathe here. Again, think of the whole body, the whole body. And then very slowly, allow your top arm to sweep down and kind of rest to the inside of that front leg. Okay, you can keep this arm where it is, this top arm where it is, or you might choose to take it up and over into Canasta, side angle pose. So really press down into your back foot and imagine you're creating that nice diagonal line of energy all the way through your torso. Breathe here. Find a comfortable position for your head. So you might choose to gaze gently upwards to the inside of the upper arm. Or you might want to just play with your head placement, looking down to the ground, looking to the front. Okay, so just you decide. Okay, so when you're ready, slowly bring your hands to the floor and step back into a down dog. Pressing back into down dog. Few breaths here. And then slowly begin to reach your right leg back and up into a three-legged dog. This is optional. And then bringing that back leg forward, drawing the knee in towards your chest and slowly lifting your gaze. And just hold this position for a few breaths. Good support through the hands and arms, strong core. And then slowly bring that front knee down onto the ground. Stretch out your back leg. Stretch out your toes. So we're coming into pigeon pose. Ideally, if you can, bringing your lower leg to the inside of your thigh. But no, if this is not happening for you, if you feel like you're really being shoved over to one side, it's a good idea to pop a cushion or a block underneath your buttock and your thigh, and that helps you to even your pelvis. Okay? The other option might be to sit on your heel, and that will also keep you a bit more even. Okay. So from here, just bring the hands forward onto the floor so you feel comfortable. And we're just going to dive down as if we're diving down into the water. And then scooping up a ball with your nose. So you're waving up through the spine. Okay, so let's just do that at your own pace. Diving down, top of your head, dropping towards the floor, and then scooping up an imaginary ball with your nose. So you're waving up through your spine. And remember to breathe. So you might want to breathe out as you dive down. And breathe in as you come up. So you've got the option to continue with this movement, or you might want to just hold pigeon pose with a lifted chest. Some of you might be able to walk the hands slightly further back and lift the chest, lift the torso to more upright position. Some of you might be able to catch hold of your back foot, back ankle, clasping your hands around the front of the ankle and gently pressing your ankle into your hands to encourage an opening of the chest. So you've got lots of options, just choose the one that suits you. What feels good in your body? When you're ready, bringing your hands back down to the floor. Lift up and ever so slowly move back into a down dog. Just take your time, do it really slowly. You might want to pedal out the feet a little bit after pigeon. Breathe. And then either walk or jump your feet forward to the front of your mat. To your standing forward fold, soften your knees, roll up through your spine, take a nice big breath in as you sweep the arms out and up. And exhale back to center. Just pausing in Tadasana, palms in front of chest. Check through your body. So we'll do that very same sequence to the other side now. So we'll step back into our warrior two with the left leg. Okay, so just take a little bit of time to organize the legs efficiently, spread the toes, and come to your warrior two. I'll give you the option of just holding warrior two a little longer this time. So settling in. Fixing your gaze, that middle fingernail. And breathe. Just keep asking yourself if there's anywhere that you can release and let go of without losing the shape, the integrity of the pose. Maybe your face, maybe your shoulders. Good. When you're ready, inhale, straightening your front leg and reaching your arms up towards the ceiling. Have a good stretch up. Allow your gaze to lift. And breathe. A few breaths here in this position. Really spreading toes, rooting and anchoring your feet and lifting up from there. And then when you're ready, we'll come to our reverse warrior. So let your back hand drop down onto your back thigh and allow the front knee to bend. And think of lifting the chest. Gazing softly upwards. Find something to stare at. Fix the gaze. This is known as drishti in yoga, your gaze point. Be aware of body and breath. Whenever you feel ready, make that transition slowly into your Parshva Canasta, side angle pose. Dropping the front arm. Choosing whether or not to take that top arm up and over. Pressing down into your back foot, really reaching through both sides of the waist. Breathe. So I'm not weight bearing at all through that front arm. It's just dangling freely. So strength is really coming up from floor to core. Once again, whenever you're ready, pivot round and bring your hands to the floor. Step back, down dog. Just a few breaths here. And knowing that we're working our way to pigeon, if you wish, you can extend the left leg back and up into three-legged dog. And then ever so slowly bringing that knee forward into the chest, aligning your shoulders above your wrists, lifting your gaze slightly, and just hold this position. See how you get on with this. Finding strength. Breathe. And then coming down to land in your pigeon pose. So extending your back leg, using that extra cushioning underneath your thigh, your buttock, if you need it, or sitting on the heel if you prefer. Okay. So when you feel settled through your lower body, you can move into the dynamic, flowing movement through the spine, diving down and waving up, inhaling. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, wave up. Imagine you're lengthening and lifting the spine. So you can continue to work like that dynamically, or you might want to just hold the position, the lifted position, lifting your chest. Nice integrated back bend from the sacrum all the way up to the upper back. Maybe walking the fingertips back a little, bringing your torso a little bit more upright for those of you who want to. Perhaps catching hold of the ankle, clasping your hands around the front of the ankle and opening out. So whichever position you've chosen, let's just be here for a little bit and breathe. And when you're ready, just releasing. And I'd like you just to sweep your legs round to the front, all the way round. And we'll come slowly down onto our backs from here. So as we usually do, just rounding the spine and rolling down. Slowly, slowly onto your back. And just give yourself permission just to rest for a few breaths. You might want to stretch out your legs here. Just take a wee breather. And just simply notice how your body feels. Notice if there are any parts of the body that are speaking to you loudly. And if intuitively you feel that there are a few movements that you'd like to do just to finish the physical part of this class, then I want you to feel free to go ahead and make any movements that feel right and feel good in your body at this moment. Good. So just finishing whatever it is you're doing, and you can either come up to finish in a seated position, or you can remain where you are, lying on your backs, but feel free to stick on your extra layers if you have them handy, if you're a little bit chilly. So we're going to finish with a spinal breathing pranayama. This can be done seated or lying, so it's really your choice. Just make sure whichever position you've chosen is one in which you can be comfortable. So just making any final little adjustments to your position if you need to. Getting all the wriggling and jiggling out of the way. And just softly closing the eyes. And just taking the attention to your breath. And for now, just focus on your breath exactly as it is, your natural breathing. Just allowing the breath to do its own thing. You're just watching it. Maybe just being present of the physical sensations of breathing within your body. And then very gradually starting to lengthen and deepen your breathing. Just remembering to work without any sense of strain or struggle. Keeping it easy. You might want to introduce a very soft ujjayi breath here. So restricting the back of your throat ever so slightly just to help you slow the breath. And then taking your awareness down to the base of your body, pelvic floor, perineum area. You can even contract this area lightly just to kind of help you become aware of where it is. And as you breathe in, send your awareness from the base up through the spine to the point between your eyebrows. And as you breathe out, send your awareness back and down through the center of the body to the base again. So if you like, you can imagine you're breathing up and down through a tube that runs from the tip of your spine all the way up to the center of the head and then out to the middle of the forehead. And then back down again. The mind goes wandering, just bring it gently back. Just trying to narrow down your focus to moving up and down the spinal channel. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Perhaps noticing the pause at the end of the in-breath, at the eyebrow center, and then a pause at the end of the out-breath, down at the tip of the tail, the perineum. If it's a struggle to sense and feel your spinal channel, then even just bringing your attention to these 2 points at the end of the in-breath and the out-breath is a very good place to start. And after your next out breath, just allow your body to breathe freely. Just become aware of how your body feels, the sensations present within your whole body. See if you can become aware of your whole body as one. Maybe sensing and feeling the boundaries of your whole body. The boundary between your body and the space around you. And then becoming aware of the feeling of your body as it connects with the floor beneath you. The points of pressure and contact. Just dropping down into these points. And then perhaps thinking of a loved one or a friend or someone in need of a little boost, and dedicating all the fruits of your practice to this person, giving it all away. And then when you're ready, feel free to start to move your body in any way that feels good. Stretching out, wriggling, whatever you need to do.